Today, we're going to be talking about a subject that is present in many multiplayer video games. Voice chat and its descendant, proximity chat, and mainly, its absence in Starbase. Before we begin though, I have to say thank you to those who shared their opinion on my last video talking about the many different weapons and ammo types that are found in Starbase. I was really happy to see all the feedback, good and negative, that I received, and I do apologize as my linguistic capability was not at its fullest extent during the filming of that video. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about why having, or rather lacking, proximity chat in Starbase is a terrible idea. And it's not a question of if it will be added, but when. Now, some people may not know that the developers have actively responded to the request of voice chat to be added and said that they don't really think it's necessary. They stated that they think people will use programs like Discord to communicate. And while that is absolutely correct, there are scenarios that you just cannot use external programs for. And by the time you've set that up, well, things could have turned rather dire. So to show you this, I'm going to set up a couple examples. Let's start with the first one. Say you are flying a cargo vessel that is outside of the safe zone, and you encounter a fast and nimble ship rapidly approaching you. You have no idea whether it's a friendly or a foe. What do you do in this situation? Well, obviously, you've got a big ship that is possibly expensive, as well as the ores that you have collected. So the obvious response would be to turn back and fly back into the safe zone. But if you're far enough away that you might not have the luxury of doing so, and if you lack defensive armament, well, you've got a problem on your hand. But what if the ship coming towards you is friendly? What if it's a teammate, someone of your faction, a person just going on a rescue mission to save another ship, like the faction SOS? Well, there can be a chance that they don't want to attack you. How do you find that out? Well, first of all, there is the text chat, and you have to be within range to talk to them, but if it is an enemy ship, by the time you've done chatting with the enemy you're currently facing, you'll be torn to shreds and back at Origin Station. Now, if you had proximity chat, in this scenario, it would be more of a ship-to-ship radio type system that you perhaps could set up with YOLO. Then you would be able to contact the ship and ask whether they are friendly or a foe. If you don't get a response back, it's probably a good indicator of the fact that they're not very friendly. And if you do get a response back, both of you can pass on going on your way without any worries whether your safety has been compromised or not. Now let's discuss scenario 2. Let's say you're a crew member on a very large capital ship, in this case around 20 crew members? Now you're in charge of using the radar or receiver transmitter thing. I don't really know how it works, don't ask me. You're in charge of making sure that there are no other receivable signals around and scanning to make sure that there are no enemies in the vicinity. How do you communicate with the ship's captain if you do receive a signal that there is another enemy ship incoming? Well, there's a couple ways. Again, the chat exists. You can type into the chat and communicate, which is super easy, convenient, done, there you go. But to be completely honest, telling from experience, the ability to have proximity chat would make the experience a lot more immersive. It would create a whole new atmosphere. Just thinking about it now in my head is awesome to imagine that scenario. And I'll do my best to verbally explain it the best I can. So I played a while back a game called Unfortunate Spaceman with my friends. We had an absolute blast. And it's the only game where I've used proximity chat. I don't play any popular titles like PUBG and Rust, where that's a mainstay feature. But it was such an incredible experience, and it really helped the game where you could only hear the players around you from a certain distance. And that's what really helped set my mind about the subject we're currently discussing right now. So basically, the scenario I'm imagining is that, like I said, you're the person in charge of the radar, the transmitter receiver, and you get a signal that there is incoming So you run up to the bridge as fast as you can, going through corridors, opening doors, to get there as quickly as possible. And then you burst into the bridge control room, and he's standing there on his podium overlooking the people piloting the giant vessel that you're on. And the words that fly out of your mouth are incoming, and the alarms start to ring. That's a movie set right there. That's the perfect plot for the next Star Wars remake. Well, there goes my mood. But yeah, that's the experience in which I would like to see Starbase become, especially with those huge giant ships with multiple actual people crewing them, not NPCs, real life people that you can interact with. And the ability to have proximity chat and make it more immersive would be amazing. Now, of course, having all of the crew members in a single Discord call would give you a combat advantage, because you don't need to physically run to the bridge or wherever the captain is to tell them, but it's just a suggestion, like everything in this video. So those are the two scenarios that I believe are the most prominent in this argument. So Frozen Byte developers, you've done such a wonderful job, and if you are watching this is my plea. Please at least consider, and I know you have already, adding proximity chat or voice chat of any kind at some time. As you saw maybe on the post before, they were thinking about text-to-speech with robotic voices. And while that is certainly a step in the right direction, you still have to type a message, and you can't move while you're typing. So that still is part of the problem. You need to be able to talk and run, is what I'm saying. If you have to stop and type, then you are already in the danger zone. That means you can stop piloting, stop shooting. You need to be able to have a quick reaction time, and a keyboard and mouse does not allow you to do that. You need your voice. Thank you for watching this video. If I seem really invigorated about this, it's because my Dutch roots. I should be on a debate team or something, but I feel really strongly about this. And if you disagree, please let your voice be heard. Leave a note in the comments below, and I really find it interesting that the other points of view there are. So yeah. Thank you for watching, as well as thank you to the developers for creating such an immaculate situation where I can be a part of this closed alpha testing situation. It's a game of my dreams. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and of course, make sure to tune in next time.